Welcome to Rolling Hills Radio. Join us for an hour of music and conversation from Shawbucks in Jamestown, New York. Tonight's guests are Deirdre, Flint, and Gordon Munding. Now please welcome our host, Ken Hardley with Mandy Andrews.
I can name the 14 Dalai Lamas, learn how to play the trombone. Lived in a house with a pool, now I have a nice dry house home. Red Les Mis, though it was a long slog, I use low beams when it's very thick fog. But I never had a girlfriend with a dog. I got thrown in jail, in my drawer I keep a glass eye. In high school when it counted, I dropped a very high bob fly. I made onion raspberry eggnog, bought new shoes and hurt my knee when I jogged. Lots of things, but I never had a girlfriend with a dog. In my life I've done and seen most everything. Most of what I know I read in the I Ching. I went to digital from analog. I was thinking that I'd start a blog. I've done everything, but I've never had a girlfriend with a dog. I rode an elephant and sat on a mountain till it got too cold. Can touch my wrist with my thumb. I ate some food, it was probably too old. As a kid, I threw a rock at a hog, listened to a rambling Jack monologue. I've done most everything, but I never had a girlfriend with a dog. There have been quite a few, all crazy. A couple was sweet. Took a while to get to know them, except for one who swept me off my feet. In fact, she kinda brought me to my knees. Sometimes it's like a balmy, warm, light breeze. She didn't have a dog, but she had a cat named Alicia Keys. Oh, everything. Most of what I know I learned in the I Ching. I like pie with a little cheese. I'm afraid of heights, so I don't climb trees. There was no dog around, but there was a cat named Alicia Keys. I went from digital to analog. I was thinking that I'd start a blog. I've done most everything, but never had a girlfriend with a dog. Girlfriend with a dog. Oh, girlfriend with a dog.
Rolling Hills Radio is funded in part by the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Re-Grant Program, with support from the New York State Legislature and Governor Andrew Cuomo, and administered by the Tri-County Arts Council. Rolling Hills is underwritten in part by the Jamestown Gazette, the hometown newspaper with good news. Sponsorship is provided by the National Comedy Center, the Great Blue Heron Festival, Lost Recording Studio, and Cranky Play Productions.
Thank you, Julia Hanley. Cecil Hanley. Thank you, Julia Cecil Hanley. Welcome to Rolling Hills Radio, brought to you from Shawbucks, the club concert venue nestled in the entertainment district of the city of Jamestown, New York, right across from the National Comedy Center. On Rolling Hills Radio, you will hear grassroots Americana music from a wide range of genres. This episode, we have a wonderful singer-songwriter who specializes in what one critic has called satirical, non-cynical folk music. But our first guest has mastered the resonator guitar and lots of old blues styles. Frank DeBlaise of Rochester City newspaper describes Gordon's style like this. He dances across old national strings with red clay overtones in the swampy air, crisscrossing with Appalachian bluegrass and Delta blues arising from the smoke of an impending collision. Now with the title song to his latest album, Rivers Risin', please welcome back to the Rolling Hills radio stage, Gordon Munding.
Thank you. Rivers rising all around my door, all around this door. Rivers rising all around your door. Rivers rising all around your door. There's just time that we move along. Take my hand for the higher ground, for the higher ground now. Take my hand, honey, baby, for the higher ground. Take my hand, honey, baby, for the higher ground. It's just time that we move along, 'cause the river's rising all around my door, all around this door. River's rising all around my door, and the river's rising all around your door. It's just time that we move along. Till the end of time, till the end of time, you know I love you, honey, baby, till the end of time. Gonna love you, honey, baby, till the end of time. It's just time that we move along, 'cause the river's rising all around my door, all around this door. River's rising all around my door. River's rising all around this door. It's just time we move along. Baby, till the end of time, till the end of time. Gonna love you, honey, baby, till the end of time. Love you, honey, baby, till the end of time. It's just time we move along, 'cause the river's rising all around my door, all around my door. River's rising all around my door, and the river's rising all around your door. It's just time, I mean, just time now. It's just time that we move along.
Gordon Munding.
And my friend Greg Franklin here on the bass. Thank you.
Great stuff, Gordon. Great blues. You know, you played other stuff before you played blues. I'm going to take a shot and say about 3 decades ago, you decided to devote your life to the blues, devote all of your musical whatever, your energy. Well, tell us about that.
I guess probably around that time. But I've always just studied early music, just like we all grew up with a baby boom type thing. And we all got into the Beatles and Bob Dylan and all those folks. And I was always interested, well, where did Bob Dylan hear that? Or where did Ray Charles learn that? And so I always went to these old blues guys, you know. And then Rochester, there was a guy that, one of the early blues guys named Sunhouse. Anybody ever hear of Sunhouse at all? Yeah. Okay, there's a few. All right. Well, he's a big influence on Muddy Waters and Robert Johnson and people like that. And all of a sudden he recorded, and after the 40s, early 40s, he just disappeared. Nobody knew where he was. And it turned out he's living in Rochester, and he's working on the railroad there. And he hadn't been playing music in a long time. But he was rediscovered in the 60s, long story short.
There was a couple of musicologists found him, right?
Yeah, these guys from New York City, after discovering Mississippi John Hurt at the Philadelphia Folk Festivals, they saw, well, these old blues guys are bringing in people. So they're on the hunt for people like Sunhouse. Yeah. And they found him living in Rochester, New York, and he kind of relearned how to play guitar because he had been drinking so long. And his wife, every time I remember meeting a guy, we had a Sunhouse Blues Night that's still going in Rochester. It's a tribute, monthly tribute. And I had some guy from UPS come up and goes, I used to work at UPS, and they kept sending Sunhouse guitars like this. And his wife kept sending them back, And one time he couldn't get rid of it, so he's got a guitar like this he got for free because his wife naturally didn't want it, and neither did his wife. So. But the guy from Canned Heat, whoever the guitar player that died.
Wilson.
Jack.
Al Wilson? The founder of Canned Heat, anyway.
The young guy, he was in his 20s. But anyways, he kind of retaught Sunhouse how to play guitar again because his fingers were kind of atrophied. He'd been run over in a plow one time in the middle of the winter and stayed all night, and they found him in the morning, and this is...
Well, that's a pretty cramp in your style right there.
Yeah. But he had the blues. That'll give you the blues.
Bum a guy out. Huh?
Yeah. And he ended up writing a couple songs about Rochester women.
Oh, nice. Well, let's save that for another time there, Gordon.
Hit some mojo, yes.
Yeah. You got a song right now called Black Mountain Girl. Ladies and gentlemen, Gordon Munding.
Oh, wow, thank you. All right, this is about my Black Mountain Girl. If I can find the right harmonica. The right horn section. But anyways, my Black Mountain Girl, we're going to do it without it. We had Mandy in here playing with us, jamming in the back room of this song. This little tune, my Black Mountain Girl. I loved a girl in a Black Mountain town inside the East Kentucky line. She played the fiddle at the big hoedown, bluegrass and good old time, yeah. She had me playing that do-si-do, her boots scoot boogie, her heel and toe. Well, she took the stage and our band played along. It was a buck dancer's choice and a Black Mountain song, yeah. All winter long by her warm firelight, I sang her songs with her with love and delight. All winter long in in those warm, cozy nights, with her ma to her left and her pa to my right. Yeah. So long, my Black Mountain girl. So long ago was way too long, but I still see her smile through her Black Mountain curls each time I hear that Black Mountain song. Yeah. I fell in love with a Black Mountain girl inside the East Kentucky line. She played the fiddle and the big hoedown, bluegrass and good old time. Yeah.
Gordon Munding, Black Mountain Girl. You can find out more about Gordon on Facebook, Gordon Munding. Well, next we have a Philadelphia-based singer-songwriter. Her music has been heard on World Cafe, Nip Tuck, TLC's A Dating Story, BBC's The Reclaimers, The Dr. Demento Show, and many others. She's a longtime member of the renowned Four Bitchin' Babes, and she was the winner of the prestigious Kerrville New Folk Award. Here she is with a song called Facebook. And you have something to say about...
Yes, well, I wrote this song about Facebook because thank God for it. For without Facebook, how would I know that the girl that didn't bother to exchange 3 words to me in high school just really enjoyed her chicken piccata at the Cheesecake Factory last night? A few years ago, I thought my life was going as it should. Some parts were better, some so-so. So I thought, hey, that's pretty good. Ignorance was bliss back then, so more often than not, when I looked around, I was contented with my lot. Then I joined Facebook and found out how lame I am. Everybody's lives are fun and groovy, like some Nora Ephron movie. They lead exciting lives. I sit and watch paint dry. It ain't pretty, but it's true. And now everyone who friends me knows it too. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. Sing along. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. Linda placed a song in Glee and got 300,000 from it. My ex-boyfriend Rick just posted pictures of his K2 summit. Judy H. is helping troubled teens on a Montana ranch. Her partner Peg at Princeton just announced she's found a cure to cancer. Then I joined Facebook and found out how lame I am. Everybody's lives are bright and brimming, and P.S. they're so damn skinny. I read their blow-by-blows. I sit and watch grass grow. It ain't pretty, but it's true. And now everyone who friends me knows it too. Before Facebook, I could fantasize. My high school nemesis was living with her folks, had thunder thighs and some mall job that's thankless. But she's posting pictures of her southern home in southern France. My Greyhound bus, red roof vacation doesn't quite compare to that. Yeah, I joined Facebook and found out how lame I am. Everybody looks so young and slender. All their kids are Mensa members. They lead exciting lives. My Farmville crops just died. It ain't pretty, but it's true. And now everyone who friends me knows it too. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. Thank you.
Deirdre Flint. Well, you know, you're bringing a lot to our show, but one of the things I have to say, there's a first with you. You're the first person that we've had here who started her career doing open mics in Korea.
Yes, yes. And the only thing I can remember is 감사합니다. That's thank you. After the three people clapped politely. Because they weren't getting the lyrics.
Well, now, you have something to say about aging? Do I have that right?
Oh, yes. Well, thanks. Yeah. So anyway, I'm so excited to be here. I spent the day at the National Comedy Center. Thanks, you can. Amazing, amazing. And then I walked here and I saw that my face was really bright on the side of the wall. And you might have noticed that there have been some changes since last I took that press photo. You might notice there's a little bit more of me now than there was then. I'm eating for two now. I'm not pregnant. I'm just eating for two. I don't know who that person is, but we're gonna have words. So I joined Weight Watchers. And the way that Weight Watchers works is that every food that you eat gets a point. So you have about 26 points to spend a day. So, for example, carrots, a bunch of carrots might be 2 points. And, you know, if you don't spend your points that day, excuse me, you get to bank them towards, the end of the week and spend them on something special. So, for example, the light salad that I was going to have today would have been about 5 points, and the double cheeseburger that I have was like 80 points. So, yeah, you get to bank your points, but we all know the sad state of the banks in the United States today, and I started treating it like a bank, and I started borrowing my points. And I was reconciling my statement the other day, and it turns out I'm not allowed to eat till October, so that's hard. So anyway, I want to change things abruptly after I've just talked so much about comedy, because I actually went to a talk by Loudon Wainwright, and he said that if you're into comedy, you need to switch it up a little, and not just all comedy. So I thought that I would pull out a song that would make everybody really angry here tonight, because I'm not obscure enough as it is. I may as well hit the mother load. So this song, you're gonna love it. This song is a song that gives away all the endings of great literature, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Is that okay?
That'd be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Deirdre Flint.
Come ye liberal arts grads of many years ago, here is a refresher court of what you used to know. But 401ks have got in the way, and when people talk of books, you muddle through. And for you illiterate engineers, there are some movies in here, so you can get ticked at me too. This is the song that gives away the endings. Here is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan stuff, yup, it's in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not. Odysseus took 10 years getting home from the war. Planet of the Apes is really New York. Father Karras perishes by plunging down the stairs. Crazy chicks torch houses in Rebecca and Jane Eyre. Jimmy Stewart doesn't jump when he finds out who his friends is. Oedipus will never have to purchase contact lenses. Bella gets fangs when baby makes 3. Nothing ever happens in Old Man in the Sea. Rosebud is a sled. Evelyn's shot in the head. The kid can see Bruce Willis 'cause Bruce Willis is dead. E.T. phones home. Beba Fett's a clone. Luke Skywalker's dad is James Earl Jones. This is the song that gives away the endings. Here is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan stuff, yep, it's in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not. In Tale of Two Cities, Lucy's got 2 men to quarter. In the end, the one she doesn't pick's a good head shorter. Victor leaves with Ilsa. Rick is now a hero. Moby Dick, Whale 1, Captain Ahab 0. Carrie gets mad and torches the prom. Katniss picks PETA and becomes a soccer mom. In Vertigo, the crazy lady plunges off the steeple. Soylent Green, tell them! It's people! Dimitri's thrown in the clink. Ophelia drowns in the drink. That movie Titanic, the Titanic sinks. Lolita dies. Walt Whitman likes guys. The girlfriend in the Crying Game's a dude in disguise. This is the song that ruins the ending. Here is the song that ruins the plot. And M. Night Shyamalan stuff, yep, it's in here, but I value my life, so Harry Potter is not.
Deirdre Flint. Find out more about her on DeirdreFlint.com. Well, you know how this ends, right? We're going to finish this half of the show, and we'll be back with much more from Deirdre Flint as well as Gordon Munding, and you can hear us all play one of the great classics of folk. So hang on for a minute. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley, episode 93. If you would like to be part of our live studio audience, log on to rollinghillsradio.org to get your ticket today, or call the Rolling Ticket Hotline at 716-294-0416. We'll be back after the break with more from Gordon Munding and Deirdre Flint. The second half of our show begins in just a minute. Rolling Hills Radio is brought to you in part by the Jamestown Gazette, as well as the National Comedy Center, named by Time Magazine as one of the world's greatest places. Sponsorship is also provided by the Great Blue Heron Festival and Axiom Printing. If you would like to be included on the Rolling Hills email distribution list, send your email address to ken@rollinghillsradio.org. To hear or view this episode and all past episodes of Rolling Hills Radio, log on to rollinghillsradio.org. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And now, back to Rolling Hills Radio.
Thank you, Julia Cecil Hanley. We have lots more to go here from Jamestown, New York. We're broadcasting right up the hill from the banks of the crystalline Chattacoin River. Or is it crystalline? Rolling Hills Radio is a non-commercial radio enterprise, and we're dedicated to Americana music. We like classical music, like jazz, blues. Americana is not mainstream, but these genres are part of the rich tapestry of what
of the art that needs to be available to everyone. And so that makes us a non-commercial enterprise. And you'll find us on non-commercial stations. You will not find us on mainstream stations. So on getting away from the mass media means that you never know what you're going to hear. I was just listening to a non-commercial radio station the other day, and I found out that a little while ago, there was a man in Japan. He started a business. This is the truth. He would randomly pick names out of the phone book and send them a note saying, "I know your secret, send me $10. And he made so much money, he had to hire a part-time secretary. That's true. I know I sent my $10. Well, Gordon Munding is about to play another song for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Gordon Munding with He Didn't Listen.
All right, one of those tunes that the Tales. She tried to tell him he didn't hear. And looking back now, she was sincere. He didn't listen, he didn't care. Until she left him standing there. He was a gambler, she played the bills now. And while he was out rambling, she'd had her fill, it was all good. That was until she realized he couldn't do jack for Jill. He wouldn't work, she couldn't sleep, thinking of promises he would not keep. He didn't listen, he didn't care, until she left him standing there. Welfare, takes food stamps. She met a new love and moved to France. He didn't listen, it was her call. She needed a true love, that's all. She tried to tell him, he didn't hear. And looking back now, she made it clear he didn't listen, he didn't care, until she left him standing there.
Gordon Munding. Greg Franklin on the bass guitar. He didn't listen. Well, let's have a word with Greg about this bass guitar. Those of you listening on the radio, this is a unique guitar. I have to say, I've never seen one quite like that. Let me describe it. It looks like a regular electric bass that you would hold, but it's acoustic. It's kind of fat. It's got some random holes in it, and it's kind of big. Greg, tell us about this guitar.
Well, it's kind of big and fat. It's an acoustic guitar made by a fellow up in Quebec named Deirdre, and I saw it at his table at the Luthier's Invitational in Woodstock a couple years ago. And I don't know how it felt about me, but it was love at first sight when I saw it, and here it is.
Yeah. It's a beautiful guitar, Greg. It sounds great. How about this guy on the bass guitar? Laying down the lower tones for the blues. Well done. Thanks, Greg. And speaking of guitars, now somebody in the audience asked me about what is that thing you're playing, Gordon? That is a resonator guitar, right?
Well, we talked about Sunhouse. Well, back in the 30s, when some of these places, people were playing the loud honky tonks. They wanted something louder. And the national people had made the dobros. You've seen dobros where people play them like this, slide guitars. And they made these too. And a lot of the orchestra, they made them for orchestras. And the orchestras thought the sound sounded awful, so they weren't using them. So people like the blues folks like Sunhouse, they would pick up these guitars relatively cheap. They're made out of brass. And they're great for like some of the pubs like right here, Shawbox. You kind of stop bullets, with the... So that worked out for Sunhouse. I guess it works out for me.
How about that? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to hear a song called The Peace Offer from Greg and from Mr. Munding. Ladies and gentlemen, Gordon Munding.
Well, thanks, folks. Hours when stars like teardrops fall. There will be times when you feel you're dying. Only love is gonna get you through it all. If peace is what you're after, hope and peace within a stone. Hope and peace is what you'll offer. You could let the light of life be born. Weatherman says it's not been good, flooding all around your neighborhood. Still, this ain't the time for you to falter. Go and light a fire where the lighthouse stood. If peace is what you're after, hope and peace within the storm. Hope and peace is what you'll offer. You could let the light of life be born. Life is a gift, it's best when you're given. If you're not given, you're just wandering around. Love your neighbor or the world stops spinning. Only love matters or the chips fall down. If peace is what you're after, hope and peace within the storm. Hope and peace is what you'll offer. You could let the light of life be born. just wandering around. Love your neighbor or the world stops spinning. Only love matters or the chips fall down. If peace is what you're after, hope and peace within your storm. Hope and peace is what you'll offer. You could let the light of life be born.
Gordon Munding, Greg Franklin on the bass guitar.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Gordon Munding on Facebook. And now Deirdre Flint is going to tell us a little story about history.
Well, that's because I'm a teacher. And, as a lot of people think that teaching the profession has stopped being so creative. But it really, truly is creative, especially once every quarter when we teachers have to write the comments on the report cards to the parents. Boy, William Faulkner has nothing on us. But as the night goes on and on, unfortunately, we run out of creative ideas and we get a little bit more honest with the comments. So, for example, by 2 a.m, I'll be writing, I don't know what this class would be like without Jessica's infectious energy. However, I would be willing to pay a lot of money to find out. When I think of Christopher, the word responsible comes to mind. For if there is trouble in the classroom, Christopher is responsible. And then, I will never forget the day that Taylor transferred into my classroom. However, the doctors have assured me that 3 more sessions of electric shock treatment may just do the trick. So, but yes, I am a teacher. I'm an elementary school teacher, and so it's important for me, wherever I go, to throw a little education your way. And because I am playing here in Jamestown, New York, which is big on cheese.
Big on cheese.
Yes, used to be the cheese capital of New York. Well, that's what I heard from Jason Sample.
That must be.
From.
It's got to be true.
But then again, he did write a long treatise about cheese, so maybe he's just making stuff up. I don't know.
Yeah, he likes cheese.
Yes. So.
You ready for action?
Shall I play
Ladies
this
and
song
gentlemen,
about cheese?
Deirdre Flint.
Cheese. In 6000 BC, a nomad from the Middle East put milk into a bag made from the belly of the beast. He hopped his horse and started riding through the desert sun all day, which caused the enzyme in the bags to make curds and whey. He stopped to take a drink, opened the bag, and said, "Oh, geez, if there were patents, I'd be rich, 'cause I've just invented cheese." Oh, take your chocolate, take your ice cream, take your pastries, please. The reason that I look this way is all because of cheese. 8,000 summers later, I'm 16, I want to work. And a sign upon a cheese store said they need another clerk. Thanks to small but frequent samples, I became a cheese doyen. And I never will eat cheddar or wear size 6 pants again. Oh, take your chocolate, take your ice cream, take your pastries, please. The reason that I look this way is all because of cheese. The Swedish call it ost, the Greeks say tierce, French fromage, in Spanish queso, Chinese it's niñao. White, orange, blue, or cheddar, sharp, tangy, smooth, or leather, the one food I can't live without. Now and then at concerts, the band will do a song with group participation, and it's called a sing-along. So for you lactose lovers, it's cheese type testing time. You fill in the missing cheese and OPS, it rhymes! Now's the time to prove your coagulated milk product expertise. The answers to these questions will all be types of cheese. If your kid's a picky eater, you know just what to get her. The world's best-selling cheese, we all know that it's... If you're undone with soft, warm cheese that goes down easily, served with grace and crackers, your cheese of choice is... And if you make lasagna, there's one cheese that you've gotta have upon your grocery list, the cheese we call... Say you want some Danish cheese to bring to a party, semi-soft with holes in it, you're gonna choose... This cheese is pierced with needles, and it's got blue veins built in. It's stinky and it's English. We know it to be. You throw this on your pizza. It's more white in shade than yellow. It's mild and it's stringy, and we call it mozzarella. But in Wisconsin, they just kept yelling cheddar. Oh, you just proved your cheese IQ of varying degrees. And for this final stunt, here is the A to Z of cheese. Adelaide American, Asiago, Brie Blue Batchies, Bellago, Colby Cottage Cheddar Cream, Camembert, Devonshire, Eberfetta, and Gruyere, Gouda, Havarti, hand cheese, E jalapeno, knock lung breeze, Monterey Jack, Neufchâtel, Orkney Provolone Quark, Roncel, Swiss Trap Girdle, Velveeta Wellington, Xanaduza cheese, and also a movie starring Olivia Newton-John, Yak cheese, Yorkshire, Zamorano, finally Zanetta, Pargiano. Oh, take your chocolate, take your ice cream, take your pastries, please. The reason for this triple chin is all because of cheese.
That was Deirdre Flint. Well, Deirdre, you have been in this band, Four Bitchin' Babes, for quite some time. There have been a lot of famous women. Cheryl Wheeler was in it. Who else?
We had Julie Gold, who was the writer of the song you might know, From a Distance. She was in the Four Bitchin' Babes. The Four Bitchin' Babes is a band that's been in existence since 1992, I think, and it was started by Christine Lavin, who has been here before and at the Chautauqua Institute. And she's just fabulous. And we have Sally Fingeret and Debbie Smith. And let's see, Mary Travers was
Peter Palmieri.
Yes, a guest artist in the Four Bitchin' Babes a couple of times. And Patty Larkin. Yes.
Yeah.
There's been a whole bunch of famous people. And me. Huh.
Nice. So what do you say we get them all together and have 11 bitches and babes? How would that be?
It would be something.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of babing.
Well, you know, you're going to sing a song about a topic that I'm very enthusiastic about. Could you tell us about that?
Sure. You might have noticed as the evening has unfolded that I'm not particularly well endowed. And that's what this next song is about. Now, sometimes after a show, a woman will come up to me who has been chestily blessed. The three of them will come up to me and she'll be like, "Don't worry, honey, these things, they're not all they're cracked up to be." And then she gets in her Mercedes and drives away. But there are advantages, I think, to being a petite upper, which is what I like to call myself. Still, sometimes I think that that those of us who are chestily blessed and those of us who are petite uppers, we kind of see life through two different lenses, you know? And there are things that my chestily blessed sisters know a lot about that I don't, and vice versa. For example, as a petite upper, I know what it's like to be able to jog down the street without causing a car accident, you know? But here's something I don't know about my chestily blessed sisters. I'll never know what it's like to be able to use your cleavage as a handy-dandy second pocket, or go out for dinner and have the man pay. But there's another thing that I'm completely mystified by, and I'm sure a lot of the men are in the audience too, and that is, what's with the 18-hour bra? What happens after 18 hours? I know it must be something pretty serious, because they're using military time. And I'm thinking, oh man, is that what's happening with that woman that's driving like a bat out of hell behind me? Like, come on, it's 17:30 and these babies are about to blow. And I'm thinking, nah, she's probably just from Canada. When I was in my teenage years, I did just what I should. I listened to my mother, and I was kind and sweet and good. And my friends and I did rituals, and I prayed with all my might that this would be the evening that she'd stop along her flight. Well, that was several years ago, and that chick's long overdue. And it's time I came to terms with something plainly clear to you. The boob fairy never came for me. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Okay, I'm spunky and I'm cute, and I've got a great personality. The boob fairy never came for me. Well, we were the third house on a country drive. I thought maybe she just got lost. So I hung my bra on the mailbox till the neighbors took it off. And all my friends got visits and expanded through the years, and left me stuffing tube socks in my training bras from Sears. Still I harbor hopes she'll come for me. I know she will. I get 'em done myself if she'd agree to split the bill. The boob fairy never came for me. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Look, I wasn't wanting melons, just a cute curvaceous bee. But the boob fairy never came for me. This isn't a song about boobs. Not really. The boobs are just a set of metaphors to symbolize everyone's fear of human inadequacy. Hey, we've all felt the pain of being dissed by one fairy or another. So during the next refrain, I want you to join in with me with your own fairy that never paid a call. Maybe it's the height fairy or the butt nymph. Men, maybe it's the pectoral or hair fairy. Or maybe some other fairy you just want to mumble about. Look, nobody's going to ask you to enunciate. And sisters, I don't want you feeling alienated right now because you happen to be full-figured. Just change the line to the boob fairy just wouldn't let me be, or the boob fairy became obsessed with me. Okay, here comes the refrain. Everybody, join in. The boob fairy never came. Sir, you're not singing. No, the boob fairy never came for me. Though the hip fairy came 2 times, and the thigh fairy came 3. The boob fairy never came for me.
It's Deirdre Flint. Well, music can be a shared suffering like the blues. Music can be funny, like funny music, but maybe it's usually both. For example, Keith Richards said, "Let me be clear about this. I don't have a drug problem. I have a police problem." Deirdre Flint and Gordon Munding help us share the human condition, which is full of sadness and bliss. It's full of anger and humor. That's what makes us human. So we're going to do a song called "Make Me a Pallet on Your Floor," which is a blues, jazz, folk, bluegrass song, and now it's considered as a standard. It can be traced back to the 19th century. An early recording of the song, which was probably the first famous version of it, was by Mississippi John Hurt, but it's also been done by the Weavers: David Bromberg, Doc Watson, Lucinda Williams, Louis Armstrong, Jim Kweskin, Odetta, and Jelly Roll Morton. So we're going to try it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, "Make Me a Pallet on Your Floor."
Won't you make me down a pallet on your floor? Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Well, I'm a stranger here, I'm a stranger everywhere. I'm a stranger here, I'm a stranger everywhere. Well, I go back home, but I'm a stranger there. Make me a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Yeah, make me down a pallet on your floor. Help us with it. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor.
I'm going where the water tastes like wine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. That Philadelphia water tastes just like turpentine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine.
Make me down a pallet on your floor. Won't you make me down a pallet on your floor? Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor.
Where are all them good time friends of mine? Well, where are all them good time friends of mine? When I had $1, they treated me just fine. Where are they now when I don't have a dime?
Won't you make me down a pallet on your floor? Come on, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Sing with us here. Won't you make me down a pallet on your floor? Yeah, you got it. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you, Gordon Munding, Franklin, Deirdre Flint. I'm Ken Hardley. I'll see you next time on
You've been listening to Rolling Hills Radio, episode 93. Special thanks to Gordon Munding and Deirdre Flint. The Rolling Hills Radio cast and crew are the producer fairy, Kathy Hardley, the audio fairy, Steve Chappell, the joke fairy, Nicole Chappell, the merch fairy, Susan George, standing behind a post, Diamond Dick Pool, trying to find Diamond Dick, Brianne Fidel, shredding scripts after the show, Tom Fidel, advice about punctuation, Jim Goodley, and video fairies, Cranky Plate for Productions. I'm Julia Cecil Hanley, reminding you that you can go swimming right after you eat, but your mother may not like it. Please join us next time on Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley.